Hello Analog Zone. We're here in Frankfurt Musikmesse 2015, and yeah, we brought our TipTop systems over here, and we're chilling out with some techno music. We show you a lot of this stuff back at NAMM, and we don't have a lot more to show you now. Obviously, just 2-3 months past. But there's one thing I do want to show you, and that's our new Quantizer. What we have here is a prototype. It's a module that is going to be released hopefully in the next 2-3 months. The Quantizer is very deep. First of all, I would say that it's very hard to make a Quantizer that works well, because you need excellent analog front end to be embedded inside to take control over the pitch of the oscillators. And with that module, I think we really nailed it down precisely. It works beautifully, the pitch is amazing, it's stable, it stables over time, and it feels very reliable to work with. It has all the basic features of any Quantizer. You can select the scales, you can change scales in real time, you can basically take notes in and out of the scale. It has 2 modes. One is a keyboard mode, where the keys over here can have different meanings, different functions. So the keyboard can be either just keys like a normal keyboard. It can be a scale edit where you can take notes in and out of the sequence. It has transpose, where you can transpose the whole sequence up and down. And has a setup where you can set up all kind of things for other features that I'll talk a little later about. Then there's a slider here. The slider have a lot of functions again, and first of them is to be able to play notes. So with the slider you can go up and down and change notes all across the scale around 5 octaves. If you hit another section, it will go into a portamento. You can apply portamento to basically every note in the sequence. And with the slider you can set the amount. And this is all real time. You can play it and manipulate it in real time. That's very musical, obviously. Another section is the transpose. You can transpose the whole sequence up and down with a slider. Again, super simple, super easy. You can either transpose inside the notes, or you can transpose whole octaves. The last section of the fader allows you to set up what input you want to use. Obviously, your rack is all over the place as far as standards. There's nothing set. So you might want to fit it with an envelope which goes from 0 to 10 volt, or a sequencer that fits from 0 to 5 volt, or an LFO that goes into -+5 and +5. So with the slider you can set it up. You have 3 sections here. You can set each of those inputs. You can do it in real time, no glitches. It works really well. On top of here you got the scales. You have a minor and major. If you want to change the scale in real time, you click, for example, major and C, and you're in major C, minor A, and you're minor A, etc., etc. Obviously that's a really proper way of building music. I mean, doing transpose just by adding offset to a sequence is really nice and effective, but to make progress which evolves over time and really makes a song, you need to start using scales and doing them effectively and efficiently. Another thing that this thing does is that it communicates with our devices that are all sync bus enabled, mainly the circadian rhythm and the trigger ride at this point. So what I can do is I can basically set up a loop on the circadian rhythm. Let's say I set a 64-step loop on the circadian rhythm, and I hit the stop, I click record here, and then I can either record the CV coming in or my keyboard playing, and as soon as it finishes doing the 64 steps, it will start playing it back by itself. So you can build, again, compositions really handy, because many times you don't want to sit down and dial the sequencer until you find the right note. You just kind of know what you want to have played. It can do it slow, it can do it fast, it can do it over just one group or the whole 8 groups. So you can build something that evolves over time. Another thing that we got coming out is a new firmware for the circadian rhythm. If you got one, you probably have seen the notes here, A, B, C, D, up to H, and everybody been asking, hey, what this is all about? Well, these are slots that we left inside the circadian, where we can provide more type of sequencers using the grid, something that makes difference for maybe a different type of music or different way of connecting things. So We have developed one of them just recently with Richard Devine, Joseph Paroli, and some other artists that we work with. Russell Haswell is a good name to add to this. And we call it Modi, basically after Mr. Devine. And Modi allows you to start switching presets and groups in a more random way. You can do that by using the clock and reset input. You send triggers into them and the sequence starts going all over the place. So instead of being like a linear progression sequencer, it becomes more like kind of anything between chaotic and, I don't know, a nightmare. Another thing we're still testing over here and we hope to get released very soon is the Shimmer card from Valhalla DSP. It's absolutely mind-blowing. I'm speechless. I think that if you like the whole of Valhalla, you're going to be blown away by the Shimmer. It's the same level and it's just absolutely amazing. You drop in a note, you get an orchestra coming out of this thing. We are trying to press as hard as possible on Sean to finish it as best as possible. Obviously that's not simple. He's a real artist and art needs to take time. So yeah, the new case is still evolving. We are showing here a new version, a little different than the one we show at NAMM. Has a little better finish. We're still fine-tuning a lot of the things over here. What you do see here is you don't see the micros we had here last year because now it has its own power supply. That's another new thing we have been working on, a whole new concept of powering the Eurorack. That's something we'll talk maybe as soon as this thing gets released. And obviously, last but not least, is the Surge modules. This is still happening and happening big time. We are trying to gather enough modules to be able to offer people, maybe not complete system, but definitely something that is a Surge system, something that they can feel how these things work together as a system and not just like, oh, here's a one Surge module inside my sea of Eurorack. I think it's going to be worth the wait. I think it's going to deliver what the Surge delivers when it's all in one context under one system. So yeah, we're having a good time here. We're doing a lot of techno. I just want to remind everybody, TipTop Audio started a new record label. It's called TipTop Audio Records. You can go online, tiptopaudiorack.com. If you are making tracks, if you are using our gear, if you are celebrating modular with us, send us your track. We're looking for great music to be published on this label. We hope to start sending the first release, have some amazing artists on it, to the shops that also sells our modules, so you can get it from there as well, obviously from Analog Zone. So thank you very much for watching and I'll see you soon.